Department! Sheriff's office, announce yourself!
To the left. Is that dirt or is that blood?
Communications on a recorded line. How can I help you?
Who would I talk to have a wellness check done on an individual?
That would be me. What's going on?
His name is Craig Thetford. Everybody here in Texas has been trying to get a hold of Craig for nearly 2 months.
Okay.
We can't get a hold of his wife. We're really concerned about him because this is not like him. He always answers his phone or calls back. Nobody can get a hold of him.
The caller identifies himself as Craig Thetford's friend and business partner. He explains that 60-year-old Craig, the retired owner of a successful roofing business, frequently travels to Texas to visit family. But Craig lives with his wife, 60-year-old Deana Thetford, in Cloudcroft, New Mexico, a scenic mountain town tucked inside Lincoln National Forest. That same day, officers from the Otero County Sheriff's Office are dispatched to Craig and Deana's home to perform a wellness check.
Sheriff's Office! Sheriff's Office! Doesn't look like there's anyone in there. No lights on, nothing like that.
There's no sign of Craig or Deana, or anything particularly unusual. So officers approach a neighbor to see if he might know anything about Craig and Deana's whereabouts.
Deputy Ventura with the Sheriff's Office. By chance, have you seen your neighbors over at 97 Heather?
No, sir, I hadn't. I've been really worried about him.
Okay.
Since January.
Since January?
Yeah.
So, is it like, do they live here like part-time, or is it like full-time kind of thing? Do you know?
Well, he moved up here. They moved up here full-time.
Okay.
Oh, this was back about 2 years ago. And we were real good friends and everything.
Okay.
And we were both on the James Canyon Fire Department.
Mm-hmm.
And then come January, there was just no contact.
No contact at all come January? Yeah. Okay. About like how often would you say you guys usually talk, or?
Oh, he talked all the time.
Like, was it like phone calls, messages, or just like in person?
Oh, he's one to help me do all this driveway.
Oh, okay.
He's one to help me do this roof.
Okay. Okay, so you guys would hang out?
Yeah, we were real good friends.
Gotcha. And you said since January you haven't seen anybody, heard from him or anything like that?
Yeah, January, I got sick, he got sick, and then it was after that, he just disappeared.
Okay.
I didn't know if he got sick and passed away, or I didn't know what happened.
Okay.
Because I ain't been able to talk to him or nothing.
Gotcha.
Officers make contact with another neighbor.
Hi, can I help y'all?
Yes, ma'am. How are you? I'm Deputy Ventura with the Otero County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah.
We were looking for Craig Thetford.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Craig.
Okay. How long has it been since you have spoken to him or seen him?
It has been since January.
Since about January?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, his wife Dena is my friend. She's in and out from the house down there.
Okay.
But she hasn't really talked to him either, which is weird.
And when was the last time you saw Dena here in the area?
It's probably been about 3 weeks now.
About 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
She's supposed to be coming to town this week, though. Is everything okay?
Yeah, so pretty much the reason we're here because some of Craig's friends were worried about him because they haven't heard from him in a while.
Hey.
So that's why we came out here to try to see if he was here, just make sure that he's okay. Obviously, as you already know, there hasn't been anybody staying in the house for a while.
No.
So we're just kind of trying to piece everything together. Just want to make sure that he's okay.
Yeah, no kidding. From what we heard, what Dena had said, that he was going to Breckenridge because his mom, he needed to take care of his mom.
Okay.
Before officers leave, the neighbor gives them Deana's cell phone number. When they call her number, it goes straight to voicemail. The next day, the sheriff's office receives another concerned call about Craig. This time, it's from one of his grandsons.
Communications on a recorded line. How can I help you?
Okay, this is going to seem really, really strange. About 4 months ago, my grandpa had went off the face of the world, and he's a volunteer firefighter up there. He loved to do it. He talked to me about it all the time. And so I'd like to place a wellness check. But the only person that said she's talked to him in 4 months is his wife, and apparently now they're getting a divorce. He's doing a whole bunch of stuff, but I don't believe it. It's not my grandpa. It's just really strange.
What's his name?
Craig Thetford.
After the message is relayed, a detective follows up with Craig's grandson.
Calling from the Otero County Sheriff's Office. Is this...
Yes, sir, it sure is.
Yes, sir. So I was calling in regards to, I believe, your grandfather.
Grandpa?
Is there
Yes, sir,
some
Craig
concerns?
Thetford.
Can you tell me what's going on?
Okay, so, I mean, he went, like, completely ghost from the family for... I mean, this started January. I mean, he last talked to my grandma when she was in the hospital. And so, I mean, I wasn't really worried about it because, I mean, if he went like a month or 2 months without texting us or contacting anybody, then, I mean, it's just that's that. But whenever Mother's Day came along, that's when we really started getting worried because he didn't call his mother.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's like I said, it's been about 4 months since, like, he hasn't texted nobody, but he just randomly went missing, and his wife is the only one that has had contact with him.
Have you guys had any contact with his wife?
Yeah, she came over to my grandma's today,
Okay.
saying he's apparently gone AWOL and is going talking to other girls, and that he's working at another. But I don't believe that. He wouldn't ghost his family.
Okay.
After speaking with his grandson, officers returned to Craig and Dena's house again.
Sheriff's Office.
Same light on, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the same light.
Seeing anything different?
No, it looks exactly the same. It doesn't look like anyone's been here.
I'm not seeing anything that's changed or moved. Same motion lights turning on like nobody's flipping switches or changing.
Once again, it appears no one is home. As officers scan the property, one of the neighbors they spoke with yesterday waves them down. He pulls out his cell phone and shows them his text thread with Craig.
Blue's you, right? Yeah, Blue's me, and he's on this side. And this is the only way I've been able to have any communication with him. And I don't even know if it's him.
Okay.
And he read this one, didn't respond, and I sent him another one on this one, and I hadn't gotten nothing. I mean, it hadn't even shown red. And it don't even show that it's been read.
Okay. That was 27th?
Yeah, the 27th of January. Yeah, the 27th of January.
And you obviously recognize his voice if you talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
Do me a favor, call his phone number right now while we're here. And I can give it to you if you don't have it ready available. Because if she answers his phone, there's a problem. And if she does answer the phone saying, hey, just hadn't heard from y'all in the vet or whatever, and don't tell them I'm here. On speaker.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call cannot be completed as the called party is temporarily unavailable. Please try again later.
While officers have no physical proof that Craig is in any kind of danger, based on everything they've learned so far, it's clear something is off about this situation. And the case grows even more puzzling when they speak with Dena.
Hello?
Hi, I missed a phone call.
Yes, ma'am. How are you? This is Deputy Pintor calling from the Otero County Sheriff's Office.
Yes, sir.
I was calling in reference to your husband, Craig.
Yes.
So we got some calls. There were some concerns. It seems that he hasn't been in contact with a lot of his family and some of his friends.
Right. Yeah.
So,
we have been separated, and I recently filed for divorce. He's kind of went. He's involved with someone else, and so currently he's in Mexico.
In Mexico. Okay.
Yeah, El Salto.
Would you happen to have an address for him or anything like that?
Well, don't. All I know is by credit card charges, and I came to Texas for Mother's Day, and I haven't gotten back there yet.
That's all right. When was the last time you saw him in person?
Before he left.
Okay. Would you have an estimate, like, was it like 1 week, 2 weeks?
I wish I had a calendar. This is the 12th. The first of the month.
First of the month.
And
okay.
that is definitely an estimate.
Okay. And you saw him in person, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
he was packing. Yes.
Where was this at? Was this at your residence on Heatherway?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he has moved out essentially.
Okay. Do you remember what he was wearing that day?
He was wearing a big dog. Well, he wears big dog T-shirts. I'm not sure which one. And shorts.
Okay.
Khaki.
Was he wearing any hats or accessories or anything like that?
Yes, he always wears a hat.
What color was it?
Camo.
So, being that it seems that it's been several weeks that no one has seen him in person, what we will be doing is filing a missing persons report, okay?
Okay.
And where are you currently staying at?
I'm at my mom's in Texas, Seymour, Texas.
Dena tells the detective she plans to hit the road and head back to New Mexico tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am. I believe I have all the information I have for now. If I have any more questions, I'll give you a call back to this number, okay?
Yeah, this is a good number.
Okay.
What do I need to do? I mean, I don't think he's missing.
Gotcha. Yeah, and the issue here, I guess, is nobody's been able to get in contact with him, and so that's concerning in a sense. His family, their main concern was that he hasn't talked to them in months, but not just that, but usually he would always call. I believe it was his grandmother or his mother on Mother's Day. And so they found it very odd that he hadn't been in contact with them. Hello?
All of a sudden, the call drops. When the investigator tries calling Dena back, there's no answer.
Hello, it's Dena. Leave a message.
While investigators wait for Dena to return to New Mexico so they can interview her in person, they issue a statewide missing persons alert for Craig Thetford. Based on Dena's claim that Craig has fled to Mexico with another woman, detectives contact United States Border Patrol to see if they can verify this. But according to Border Patrol records, the last time Craig left the country was 2 years ago, in 2023. Detectives also learn Craig's red pickup truck has been sitting in a local mechanic's shop awaiting repairs, so it's unclear how he would have driven to Mexico, if that's true.
I'm en route to 97 Heather Way for some more follow-up reference the disappearance of Craig Thetford. I'll go back on video when I arrive at the residence.
48 hours after Craig's business partner and friend first reported him missing, detectives get word that Dena's back in town. So one of them decides to pay her a visit.
Hope somebody's home. Hi, good morning. Dena?
Yes.
Hi. Good morning, good morning. Hey, I'm doing some I'm Roger, I'm sorry.
I'm
Roger
Dana.
School.
I think we met at a football game.
Probably did. I'm trying to do some follow-up on Craig. And I thought maybe I could meet with you and maybe you could try to kind of help me and give me some information. And
Sure.
Can we sit somewhere?
Yeah,
Or?
come over here. Let me.
All right. Okay, well, obviously we got some calls because people haven't been hearing from her or anything, so you being the wife, you might be able to help me.
Well, it's his mom. I talked to his mom.
His mom?
I had gone to visit her Monday, I guess.
This last Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I guess she called y'all to see if y'all could catch him up here, because he only usually shows up when I leave.
Oh, really? So you guys aren't...
No, we have been having some issues.
Okay.
I guess you would say we're separated.
How long's that been going on?
Well, nothing's legal yet. We haven't been really spending much time together since probably February.
February. Early February or late February?
Late February, or mid-February.
Since mid-February. Okay. And then, so things weren't working out, so you left, he left, how did that?
He left. He told me, well, he first went to Texas because he said he needed to go help his mom.
So he left here to go help his mom?
That was what he said, yes.
Dena says after Craig visited his mother in Texas, he headed to Albuquerque for firefighter training.
When was that?
That was like probably maybe the second week of February that he left the first time.
So, and that was like the second week of February?
You'll have to bear with me because I don't keep track of time at all. But yeah, I mean, it was February, and supposedly he would stay there a week and then come back on the weekend.
And you thinking this is maybe the Socorro Fire Academy or the Albuquerque Fire Academy?
Well, all he ever really told me was Albuquerque.
Okay.
But then, you know, and it just, and I just, you know, whatever. And sometime in February, you know, I kind of started feeling resentful, and I asked him to start spending more time with me and doing things, and he just put this above everything. And this is my side, and that's how I feel.
That was in February too?
February, maybe March, 1st of March, or... No, it was the end of February because it was my mom's birthday.
Okay.
My mom's birthday is the 27th. So we had a big commotion about his priorities and that sort of thing, and he basically told me to take what I wanted and get out.
He told you to take your stuff and leave?
Yep. Take what you want and get out. And I said, you take what you want and you get out. It was an argument.
Right.
And at that time, you know, it was my mom's birthday. She'd been sick, so I just had it, and I packed my little car and packed a bag and went to my mom's for a couple weeks, maybe a week.
Okay.
And then this is how it's been. I'm not going to do this.
Was he calling you, or y'all were texting each other?
He stopped talking to me at the fight. When we had the fight, he stopped talking to me.
And that was here?
Yes. Yes, he wouldn't return my text. You know, and that can be his personality. I'm not saying that, you know, but I didn't feel like it was intentional at that time, like I do now.
So that was all back in late February, right? Late February in that time frame. So
February, March.
Early March.
Yeah, you know, I did start staying away. But when I would come home, I mean, he's been here. It got to the point where he would just leave me a note, like that one over there.
Can you grab it for me? I'm waiting to get cataract surgery done on my eyes. They're not working too great. So
I've gotten to where I have to wear my glasses all the time. Now there's been several. This is our communication right here for the last 2 months.
Okay.
And there's been several, but this is now this one is from not like 2 weeks ago. And that I wrote that. That's what.
Okay, and you put, please, this is your handwriting and that's his?
Yes, because his family's been calling me, where is he? You know, and I'm like, I know as much as you do.
Where's El Salto?
Mexico.
But when did he write that?
I'm going to say he wrote that on March 28th. All this time's gone by. I mean, he quit coming home.
Mm-hmm.
He would come in like I say the middle of the night. I go to bed early, but he'd come in, he'd do laundry, and he'd be gone again. He's packed up all his clothes. I got back yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Now all his clothes are gone. His home computer's gone.
Deana also mentions that during his brief return trips to their house, Craig would collect their mail, including their bank and credit card statements, and leave with it.
So do you think he's came back and got all that? The credit card bills? I mean, all it disappeared.
I think that between the whenever he left, there's nothing in there. I just don't think. I don't know what the hell he's doing. I've just been.
So how are the bills getting paid if he's not here?
They're all set up on credit cards. So
Do you have access to his credit card accounts and all that?
I had to. I have two that he gave me, and then he showed me how to go up to the computer and make the payment, because he does that manually each time.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, nothing's cut off.
As the detective continues to question her about any activity on Craig's bank and credit card accounts, Deana announces she has something she needs to confess.
I have an important fact, but I'm hesitant to. Can I say something off the record?
Sure.
Craig keeps all our money in cash.
Okay.
So, and I can't get in the safe, so I can't tell you if he took it or if it's there.
All the money?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why can't you get into the safe?
I don't have the combinations.
Could you show me where that safe is?
Yes.
Okay.
Deana leads the detective downstairs to a rec room area.
This one and this one.
Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah.
Well, obviously he was a firearm guy like me.
Yes.
But I don't have safes like this. So, what's that white stuff?
I think it's from when he's moved it. I think it's.
Oh, it just got scratched.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think it's been.
So you don't have the combination for either safe?
No. No, I just.
You didn't keep it written down anywhere, or you don't know? Okay.
Throughout their conversation, the detective makes a pointed observation. Deana doesn't seem worried or upset about Craig's mysterious disappearance at all.
So what do you think's going on?
Honestly, I think he's running around with someone.
Okay. No idea though who?
No.
Or where?
No.
So you're thinking maybe he's in a relationship with somebody else?
I really do.
Was there anything else you can think of that might lead me in the right direction or a direction?
I think he wants me out. And I think there's a reason that he wants me out. And I mean, I can't prove anything to you. I've never seen him with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Before he leaves, the detective double-checks one detail.
Let me ask you again. I'm sorry I didn't write down. When did he leave that whiteboard message for you?
It was on. Well, I went to town on the 28th
of this month.
Of April.
April.
Yes.
Silently, the detective clocks a contradiction in Deana's timeline. Earlier in the interview, she told him Craig left her that message at the end of March. Now, she's claiming it was April.
Alrighty. Anything else you can think of? I need to know. If you hear from him, I need to know right away.
Okay.
Because I have entered him as a missing person at this point. He's listed as a missing person. So usually when they just drop off the whole radar, something's not good.
As the detective heads back to his vehicle, he notices there's a brand new Ford Mustang parked in the driveway with Texas tags. He runs the plate. It's registered to Dena. As their suspicions surrounding Deana's story mount, detectives continue interviewing Craig's family and friends for information. During a conversation with Craig's sister, she reveals something notable. Dena recently purchased a brand new home for herself in Seymour, Texas. A detective reaches out to a real estate agent to verify the intel.
Okay, I was wondering if maybe you could help me out with answering some questions on a property that you had sold in February, if you have a second.
Yes. Which house is it?
500 North River Street in Seymour.
Yes.
You had sold it to a single buyer?
Yes.
Can you verify the name for me?
Dena?
Yes, okay. She didn't have another person in the transaction with her?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you remember when it was that she was inquiring to purchase the property?
I know she closed the first week of February. I want to say she closed like the 4th. And I think it all happened within like a week.
Was there any talk about why it was so quick?
She was moving down here to be closer to her mom. That's all I knew.
Was there a mortgage or was that a cash sale?
It was all, I think it was just cash sale. I know she didn't have a loan.
All right. Is there anything else? Did she mention husband or him moving with her or?
No, I thought that they had got divorced. Kind of just what I've heard, but I don't know for sure. But she just said that they weren't together anymore. I just kind of figured that they split up. It happens that I didn't pry.
Sure.
The fact that Dena has made 2 big purchases in the wake of Craig's disappearance strikes detectives as highly questionable. If Craig controls their finances, as she claims he does, where exactly did she get the money to pay for a new car and a new house, and how? The next day, a detective meets up again with Craig's neighbor. The neighbor takes him to an area where he says Craig and Dena liked to ride their ATVs and shoot their guns. While they search the area for any potential clues, the neighbor recalls a conversation he had with Craig.
We was on our way back home, and Craig said, if anything ever happens to me out on one of these calls, Dena has a combination to the safe, and I keep an envelope full of money in it, and that way she can take care of anything.
Okay. He was saying that because he trusted you as a friend and saying, that these are the things that are in place, especially if something went wrong on one of the fire scenes, and they kind of letting you know that something goes bad, at least his wife has the combination to safe where he would keep money.
The detective realizes this is yet another indication that Dena's hiding something.
She told me during that videotaped interview that she's never had the combination to the safe. So it's a contradiction of what Craig Thetford told me, and obviously what Deana Thetford told me yesterday on the 15th of May 2025.
4 days later, the detective returns to Craig and Dena's home.
24 Basin, I'll be 97.
And he's struck by what he sees. On the property next to the house, there's a freshly dug hole. It looks to be around 4 feet deep. A few yards away, he spots a backhoe.
Good morning. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
I was about to make some coffee.
I'll take some coffee. What are you putting in the ground?
I'm not putting it in the ground. I was trying to flatten it. I'm going to roll those rocks back in there.
Oh, I saw that metal thing. I thought maybe it was some kind of a holding thing.
It's an above ground gardening.
Oh, yeah.
If Dena's telling the truth, the hole could be for a garden. It could also be for something more sinister.
It's pretty strong.
Pretty good. I like strong coffee. Is there anywhere else you think he could have gone? I mean, I don't see where he's traveled out of the United States yet. I haven't seen anything.
You haven't?
No. I was hoping the financial records would help us track him and see what's going on in his head. I guess the reason why I keep bugging you about the credit card stuff is, how is he financing anything unless he just took all the money, I wish I knew how we could get into those 2 safes, but without destroying them. I don't know anything about those big safes, but I know it's an act of God to get one of those things cut open.
I couldn't even begin to guess what a password would be, or
That's all right.
I mean, can they be gotten into? I guess you can saw them. How
Yeah,
much
I
does that-
guess.
Once again, despite what Craig's neighbor told the detective, Dena insists she doesn't have the combinations to Craig's 2 safes.
All right, my dear, I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, call me if something pops off, and we'll go from there. I don't know what else to tell you. Looks like you tore up your shed with the.
I did, and I was just waiting for it to get warm enough to. What my original plan was just to flatten it out.
Yeah.
And I mean, I used to drive that tractor.
Yeah.
But I just don't have it anymore.
Yeah, I hear you. You gonna do some above ground gardening?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
You fill it up with logs, and
Yeah.
I have a bale of hay I need to get rid of.
Yep. You
So-
put hay in there and get it buried.
As the contradictions in Dena's story gnaw at them, authorities decide to dig deeper into her background. They learn the former correctional officer had been married 3 times prior to her union with Craig. And when a detective speaks with her 3rd ex-husband, they get quite an earful.
Why did you guys end up getting a divorce?
Because she's crazy.
Can you elaborate a little bit more on that for me?
Yeah, she is what they classify as a binge drinking alcoholic. She will go sober for long periods of time, months sometimes, and then she'll start drinking. Usually starts by having a beer, and then a beer turns into a 6-pack, and then a 6-pack turns into a 12-pack, and then she starts drinking whiskey. When she starts drinking whiskey, she goes completely insane.
Okay. You said she gets violent when she drinks?
Oh, absolutely. Twice she tried to kill me. Came after me one time with a kitchen knife. I had to call the Seymour police and have her arrested to get her off of me. And then another time, she had found my Glock 22 hidden in my dresser drawer. Luckily, I was smart enough not to leave the chamber. And she got a hold of that and chased me out of the house with that while pulling the trigger. Then she figured out it wasn't going to fire, so she was trying to rack the slide to load it, but she didn't have the strength or the know-how or whatever. Couldn't get it loaded, so that afforded me the chance to get away.
Okay. Did this go on the entirety of your marriage, or was this...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the whole time.
Okay.
Dena's ex-husband says, aside from the knife incident, which resulted in Dena spending a night in jail to sober up, he never reported the violence to police.
I don't know. I guess I thought I could pride, I guess. You know, men don't get abused by women.
But his revelations regarding Dena's alleged violent, unstable behavior are just the beginning. There's more. Around 6 years ago, he says, Dena came by his house to drop off their son. What she said back then haunts him even now.
The only time she's ever been to my house here in Wichita and dropped off, and we sit on the porch and talk for 10 minutes or so. And she did state in front of me and my wife, if I could kill Craig and get away with it, I'd do it.
This damning disclosure, along with all the other information and evidence detectives have accumulated over the course of their investigation, has them convinced that Craig didn't run off to Mexico. They believe he's the victim of foul play, and Dena possibly has something to do with it. But investigators still need concrete evidence to prove their theory. Weeks go by, and as investigators continue to build their case against Dena, there's a sudden break in the case, and it comes from a surprising source, Dena's daughter from a previous marriage.
Hi, Leslie. How are you this morning?
Oh, you know. All right, I guess.
Hanging in there?
Yeah.
Well, good. I got a couple of questions for you this morning, and I have EJ in the office with me also that may have a couple of questions for you also, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Did you ever remember the day that your mother come to see you?
Dena's daughter tells detectives that a month ago in May, right around the time Craig was reported missing, her mother paid her an unexpected visit in Texas.
Then she called me and she was like, I'm in town, I got this hotel, do you want to come over and I'll take you out to dinner? So we went to Joe's Crab Shack. and then she told me it was Crab Shack.
She told you the Crab Shack what had happened?
Yeah. Well, like briefly. And then she came over to my apartment later, like the next day or something, and like I asked her questions, and then that's when she told me more. But she said that they were fighting and that Craig pushed her down the stairs and laughed about it, or laughed at her or something. And then she just flew into a rage and was blinded by rage and just shot him like pow, pow, pow.
She specifically told you that she shot him.
Yeah, that's what she said.
And she described it how?
Like pow, pow, pow. That's what she literally said. And then I was trying to ask her, like, so you went to go grab the gun? Like, I was going to ask her where the gun was. But then she started, like, her story wasn't really, like, all together. So then I was like, okay. So then I moved on to, well, were you looking at him? Like, did you see him when you shot him? Like, were you facing him? Like, did you see his eyes or whatever? And she nodded her head yes. Like, that she was facing him or looking at him or something like that, or saw him. So then I was like, okay. And then I asked her, like, why she shot the gun so many times, because I was like, well, did he not go down after the first one or whatever? And she was like, I don't know, I just, like, shot really fast. And I was like, okay. And then she said he fell down into the pool room.
Okay, so from the pool room, how would someone get his body outside?
I think I asked her that, and she said that she couldn't move him because he's so heavy. So she left him there. Like, he laid there for like a day and a half or 2 days and a half, and then she wrapped him up in a rug. She said there was a rug there, which I don't remember there being a rug there, but maybe there was. I don't know. She wrapped him in a rug. She wrapped him in like some plastic. She said she would do a little bit, and then she would have to stop and like go back in the house, and then she would do a little bit and then have to go back in the house. And she was like explaining that to me. And then she said that she tied something around the rug and dragged it out with a tractor. Dragged him out. And then she told me that his body's in the carport. Oh, she told me that. I asked her how long that this happened, like how long ago, like how long has he been there, basically. And she said that this happened in like January or February or something. So it's been like a while.
Did she say she dug a hole and put him in there?
She did not say, and I didn't even think to ask any more questions, because I'm kind of like still can't believe like this has happened.
Oh, I get it. Yes, I understand. Okay. Did he keep money in the house?
Craig?
Yes.
Yeah. I think the majority of his money was cash. So my mom said that he had like duffel bags full of cash at the house somewhere.
Okay. And did she tell you that?
She took it.
Dena's daughter says she wanted to go to authorities, but she was afraid of the consequences for herself and her family.
I'm scared that she would try to take us all down with her, because she's that type of person.
Despite her fears, she ultimately decided she couldn't let her mother get away with murder.
Craig did not deserve that. No matter what she said happened or didn't happen, like, Craig was, you know, a pretty decent guy, and he didn't deserve for that to happen.
That day, armed with a search warrant, authorities descend on Craig and Dena's house in Cloudcroft, New Mexico.
97 Heather Way on a search warrant. Reference 25 Sam-210-260. Good job, gentlemen. Police Department! Sheriff's Office Financial Cell! Search warrant!
Dena's nowhere in sight, but when police approach the carport area, they're hit with the sickening smell of rotting flesh. There, underneath piles of cardboard wrapped in blankets and stuffed in a garbage bag filled with mothballs, they find Craig Thetford's dead body. Craig's remains are placed in a body bag, removed from the scene and preserved for autopsy. Meanwhile, police break the locks and access the 2 gun safes.
Okay.
That's 10,000.
10,000. Okay.
Just want to hold that open real quick.
Holy smokes.
Is there more?
Oh,
Yeah.
Bunch more.
In addition to $84,200 in cash, investigators also find a treasure trove of guns. They also find evidence of a cover-up, an arsenal of cleaning agents, including a carpet shampooing machine.
Let me see if there is anything else.
Is that dirt? Or is that blood?
The medical examiner rules Craig died from 3 gunshot wounds. His cause of death and the location of his body lines up exactly with the information Dena's daughter provided to police. Information she claims came straight from Dena's mouth. 3 weeks later, on July 8, 2025, investigators descend on Dena's mother's house in Seymour, Texas, with an arrest warrant in hand.
She inside the house?
No.
What's she?
She's not here. She's in Wichita Falls.
What's she doing in Wichita Falls?
Because she tried to take her life.
Officers make the 50-mile drive to the hospital in Wichita Falls and arrest Dena. She's transported to the Wichita County Sheriff's Office jail and charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence. The next day, at the police station, detectives give Dena a chance to come clean.
All right, Dena. So, I'm sure you understand why we're all here.
Yes.
Did you get a copy of your arrest warrant
No, I
yesterday
haven't gotten
when
a
you were
copy
picked
yet.
up?
Anything by anybody, anywhere.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna need a lawyer.
Okay.
And that's as far as I'm gonna go.
The following month, while Dena remains in jail awaiting trial, Craig's devastated family and friends gather to say goodbye and lay him to rest in Texas. Whether Craig's loved ones get justice remains to be seen. For now, Deana Thetford remains in jail. Her trial is scheduled to begin in July of 2026.